right? And under this, like how to go for it, you may directly go to Google and type anaconda prompt. So first of all, understand this thing. Then first of all, what you need to do is, first of all, you have to let me give you a overlook of this. What is anaconda? What is Python? What are the different steps? Then I'm going to directly take you to online how to do these steps, how to perform these steps, right? So what is anaconda? Anaconda is a free and open source distribution of Python language. You don't have to buy it, and it is not a like you need to purchase this software, right? This is open source software, and this could be like anaconda prompt could be used in nowadays applications that are being developed for data science, for machine learning application, even for large data processing, also predictive analysis, sentimental analysis. There are a number of applications where you can apply, use this software. And basically it provides you a huge library with its own packages. Like you have number of packages which can be used, which can be imported to perform different tasks, right? uh, Next is anaconda navigator also. That is a desktop GUI, graphical user interface, which you can use it to launch applications and manage your conda packages. So you may be using like NumPy, you may be using pandas, you may be using matplotlib, scikit-learn, sklearn. You may be using number of packages. Through this you can use it. So let us start with the installation of this, how to download it. Now how to install is basically whatever your like operating system is. Like suppose I am using Windows, then I need to select Windows. If it is a Linux operating system, then you are going to select the Linux. If you are using Mac OS, then you are going to choose. So according to your operating system, you need to select the option. So you will get this screen, and this you need to type anaconda prompt, and you need to you will get this screen, right? Where you have to go, you have to go to https and www anaconda.com. Just log on into this. So the first step is log on to https www.anaconda.com, right? Once you get downloaded, you may see on my screen there are number of packages. Let me show you. So these are the basically these are the packages we have: NumPy, pandas, and all these are the packages. And what are the operating systems? Like below you can see the operating system. Like you have Windows, you can choose Windows. If you have Mac OS, you can choose Mac OS, and it is also compatible with Linux. So basically whenever you download it, just select your OS, and inbuilt packages are there. You may see on my screen also, like everything is visible. Like there are number of packages that are there, right? So move on to the next thing. Once I have selected the, like, I'm going to choose the operating system. So I am going to choose Windows because my system is having Windows 10. So I will be having the choosing the Windows operating system, and within that you have two versions. Like take the latest version, like it is showing 3.7 and it is showing 2.7. So you may download any one of that, right? So I may be downloading the 3.7. I have already downloaded it, but I'm going to show it in the later slides how to download it. So the third step, once you have downloaded, once you have select the Windows, then after that choose a package. I have chosen the version that is Python 3.7 version, and which bit graphical installer you are going to use it. You may choose it according to that. Now, after this, once you have choose all the things, double click on the installer launcher. Just double click on that installer. You need not have to do anything. Just download it, and you will get an exe file. Just run that file, click on next, and once one screen will pop up that will ask you for license agreement. Just agree with that. Once you agree with that, then move to next. nothing else. And at the end of this, you need to select the destination folder and click next, like this. So you have to like when you are installing, I am going to install this Anaconda 3, and this is for 64-bit setup, and Python 3.7 I'm going to install it. And destination folder is like in C drive I will be uploading the Anaconda 3, and then I need to press 3. Nothing to go for like browse anything. You need to, if you want to change it, you may change it, otherwise directly move to the next step. After this, do not change the path options, click next. So need not to you need not have to do anything like change anything here in the destination folder. You need to just click on the next part. Wait for the installation to complete. Once you have started with the installation part, you need to complete that part. Click on skip to continue. If something like some errors are coming, so you may do one thing, you may click on skip to continue this part, like this. You will get the screen, installation is going on, and like if some windows pop up, like just click on skip part. Then once your this Anaconda is installed, you need to click on finish and your setup is ready to use. So this is how, like these are the number of steps you are going to perform. And later, once you have installed the Anaconda prompt, right, once you have on your systems, the next step is to use that package. The most important thing whenever we install any software, why to install that? Because we need to start with that, right? So let us start with this. Once you have installed, then what you have to do is on the start bar, on the Windows search bar, you need to type Anaconda prompt, right? You or Anaconda prompt will appear and command line interface will come. There you can type it like Jupyter Notebook, whatever notebook you want to use. I will be telling you about Jupyter Notebook also. Let me show you first of all this part. Like in the Windows search bar, I have typed Anaconda prompt. Now this screen would appear. Under the screen, you may see Anaconda prompt, right here, and just click on open. When you click on this open, a command line interface like this would appear. Now here you need to have basically the default environment is base. So you directly use this and open the package, that is Jupyter Notebook. You may have to type here Jupyter Notebook to start with the Anaconda prompt. So first of all, I will tell you what is Jupyter Notebook and why we are talking about Jupyter Notebook. We are talking about earlier Python, then how we are coming into this. Basically, it is an open source, it is like your interactive notebook. Like you write on a hard copy, you write programs on a hard copy. It's basically an interactive notebook where you can write the programs. It could be that contain live codes, equations, visualizations, and text. And even like manipulation among images also, you may do it with the help of Jupyter Notebook. So it's an interactive notebook. I will be opening the Jupyter Notebook as well. I will show you all the steps in this video. So once you have opened the Jupyter Notebook, you will get the screen. Here you can see there are number of folders that are available. Under, like basically by default, Jupyter Notebook has Python 3 compiler to execute. Yes, so this is when you click on new, Python 3 default compiler will be open, right? And once you open this, then you have this kind of interface of Jupyter Notebook. This is an interactive notebook where you write the programs, where you can compile the programs, and you can save the programs also. And saving the programs at the same time in your notebook. Okay. So let's start with the steps. So here I am typing google.com. Here I am going to type anaconda prompt, anaconda download. So once you click on this, you will have individual edition. Click on this. Now whatever steps I have explained you, I am going to tell you in practical also. So this is the individual edition you have. Like in this, you have initial edition and you will get Python 3.9, right? And just and this is for Windows. So you may select any of this. You may select for Apple, you may select for Mac, you may select for Windows. So I'm going to select for Windows. Once you click on this exe, you may see on my this bar, then one exe has downloaded, right? I have already downloaded this anaconda prompt. Just to show you how to use it, I'm going to do all the steps. So I am downloading, I'm going to download the anaconda prompt. Once this exe is completed, then let's move to the next steps. So basically it's an open source, nothing license, no license, nothing else is required while downloading this. So you have seen on my screen also, I have just typed Google and there I have typed anaconda prompt, and there itself there are a number of options like operating systems such as Windows 10, Windows, or you may say Mac or Apple. Just select the operating system, download the Python version, Anaconda version. You may download with other things also, like Python is not available with this. You may directly download the Python through python.org also. But because I need to have one in notebook where I can store all the programs so that it can be used later on. That's why I'm using this, right? So once it is completed, I will show you what are the other steps. So this is how you are going to download it, right? Click on this, download the version. So once you get downloaded, you can see in the Windows bar you have to perform the different steps. I have already downloaded it, so I'm not performing those steps. You need to have like this is the exe. You directly use this exe, run this exe, it is going to be executed, and your anaconda installer will install in the on your PCs, right? After installation, you may directly type in the Windows search bar anaconda prompt and open. Click on open. Now this command line argument will open that what I have shown you with the base virtual environment, and I'm going to type it here, Jupyter notebook, right? Just click on this. Once you click on Jupyter notebook, a tab automatically opens, and this is the window. I am going to have certain number of folders, and within new I told you there is a default compiler, that is Python 3. I'm going to click this. It is going to ask me this is a new notebook or you want to have a existing one. So you may change it, the name of this notebook. Like I am going to ask, this is my first notebook, right? And just renaming it and saving it. So whenever I am going to open, whenever I want to open this, I may open this. This is first notebook. Let me show you. So this is, here comes on my folder also. This is IPYNB. What do you mean by .IPYNB? It is an interactive Python notebook. Again I am repeating, .IPYNB means interactive Python notebook. And rename, like I have renamed by this first notebook. And just click on this. Let me give you a brief introduction to this GUI. There are different tabs like you have in your Word file also. This is file tab. and under this file tab you may have a new notebook. If you want to include new notebook, you may include it. If you want to open the existing one, you may open the existing one also. You make a copy of this particular notebook. If you want to rename it. Download as, you may download it as a like uh, PDF or Python file. Like if I'm going to ask for HTML, there are certain formats in which this notebook can be downloaded. So this is very very useful whenever we are doing any programming concepts for our graduation or for our students. Like the students, those who are using this Jupyter notebook, they may directly daily they are doing their programs. Like I'm going to ask for, this is program 1, then I will be uh, having in this section. Again, if I want to have another section, I may take another section and I'm doing next day with program 2, and later on, like if I am going to have, so this is plus for having different sections. So let me give you a brief introduction to this tabs, all these tabs. Then we have edit tab. Under edit tab I have cut, copy, paste, whatever you want to do it. It is same as your Word document. It works like same, almost same. But it is an interactive notebook. Whatever you want to save it, whatever you are going to run it, you are going to save it under this, right? Let me have the most important part is kernel. Sometimes what happens, when while running your program, you may have an interrupt, or you may say some error is coming, or your program is not executing. It is one of the fact that maybe your kernel is stopped. So what you have to do is, or interrupted, so or it is disconnected, right? So nothing, no worries at that time. Just click on kernel and restart that kernel. So you will receive a pop-up where it is showing, do you want to restart the current kernel? Yes. So it is going to show you all variables are lost. So there are no variables right now. I have not defined anything. So let me restart it. So once you restart, here you can see kernel ready, a message is coming, right? So that means your kernel is ready. Now you can perform, you can execute your programs, right? Now this is the save button. You may save it. If you want to have different options, different sections, you may include different sections also, right? Like this. Then cut, then copy, then you have paste. This is for moving the selected cells up, moving the selected cells down. The most important thing is, like I have so many sections. Now how I am going to run it, you don't know how you are going to run it. So just click on that particular section. Once you click on that particular section, then click on this run button, then click on this run button, right? Once you click on this run button, you may have other things also, like interrupted kernel, or you may refresh, restart the kernel. They are basically shortcuts in this ribbon bar. So in this ribbon bar you may have some, what, some mostly frequently used buttons, right? If you want to restart the kernel, or sometimes you want like to reload your notebook, you may rerun your notebook, the whole notebook. Like suppose I have written, let me write something here, print. So I will be, once we will be learning about more about Python, this is my first line, and in the second program I'm going to type print. This is second section. Again in the third, this is a comment which is not executed, that is depicted like this. Then print third section, and so on. Suppose I'm going to type it program 4, and I'm going to type here print fourth section. and then we have fifth section. So I have written down five programs, suppose, right? And you have given some messages into that section, and you have some code in this section. It is not only comments, or it is not only about one or two statements. You may have number of statements within that section, right? So I have five programs or five statements. I need to execute it, right? So it is going to ask you run all cells. Yes, I want to run all cells. So this is how it is done. Like, it is going to have first cell output, second cell output, third cell output. So each section at the same time, like if you have 50 sections, so these are some advantages of this particular Jupyter notebook. And suppose I want to save this notebook, I may save it also directly from this icon. I can save it, right? Suppose I'm moving to my I'm closing this and moving to this part, and again I'm next day I'm coming to the class and opening my notebook. So my notebook will be loaded, right? And you have your previous programs. So these is what, these are some advantages. Like, you are maintaining, no need to have your print screen, or you may be having lost of information, like you are fearing about your, "Okay, I will lose this information." No need to save anything else. You have in your interactive Python notebook, everything is like, I did this code yesterday, so today I'm going to execute. Today I'm going to continue with this. Just add one section, right? Where your cursor is, it is going to add in that only, right? So suppose you may have this section, you may directly click on this and cut this, and I'm going to start with the next section. So click here and then add the section. So you will get the another section, like I'm maintaining the date. Suppose I'm saying tomorrow is 21st. I'm going to have my program from here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the code here itself. So this is how we can use it. We can save the programs, and how to use the Python, how to write the Python codes. Like, this is the installer, whatever I have shown you, these are the only, you need to press next, 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 because I have already downloaded it. That's why I'm not doing it, right? Otherwise you may install it, download it under the section that is anaconda.com. Just go into anaconda.com, and where you have to go, you have to just click on anaconda download section. Let me, I don't want to log in. Just select individual edition, and from here itself, here is itself, you may select the anaconda prompt and download it, right? So you may have, again I'm repeating, you may have different versions, select it and download it. Once you get downloaded, open the anaconda prompt, a CLI command line agreement interface will come, and here you need to, here I have opened this step. Here you need to type Jupyter Notebook. Under this Jupyter Notebook, this screen, it will take the browser. It will ask you for the browser, which browser you are going to use. So it is basically, open that browser, and then you have to make a new notebook and save, rename your notebook and save your notebook at the same time. So every time when you want to open your notebook, just close it, and the next day when you come to the class, open with that notebook only. A single notebook is maintained for all the classes. No need to have like one practical file is made. Oh, I lost my program. Oh, I have not mailed myself. Or oh, I don't know where the code is written. Or my system is crashed. Nothing, no worries at that time. When you have login into this, you have logged on some browser, so browser information is already taken here, right? And it is going to execute from there itself. No need to have like again save it. So Python 3 is the default compiler of this Jupyter notebook. So somebody like many of the students are getting this question in their exams, which is the Python compiler. So Python 3 is the default compiler of Jupyter notebook, right? Again, once you have done with your notebook, interactive notebook, it is going to be saved the next day. Like suppose I'm coming to the, now I have closed everything, right? Now I have closed everything. Now next day I am coming, I'm closing the command line window also. Again next day I am coming to the class, I'm just typing, opening my Anaconda prompt, or you may directly type it Jupyter notebook. No need to type anything else. Just type it Jupyter notebook. It will directly it will directly move to the browser, and here you need to select your notebook, right? First notebook I have made, the next day I'm talking about, right? So your content will be saved in that notebook. No need to have like your information is lost, or you need to maintain your word file or anything else. No need to do so. The same notebook is continued throughout your year or throughout your semester, right? So these are some advantages, that's what I am telling you. These are some advantages of Python. And why we have installed Anaconda prompt, again I am repeating, Anaconda prompt is a basically it provides your Python language for different packages, like you may have for your database. Like I will be telling you how you are going to use different packages of Python. Like I am going to use this one, that is pandas or numpy or matplotlib. I may be using number of packages here and using those, right? So there are number of packages that are available in Anaconda prompt. So these are some advantages, and this is the very popular library for nowadays for learning machine learning courses, right? Or deep learning courses. You may be using this type of like packages, right? That's why I have given a single session on this, especially that is Python, right? How to install Python, because Python is very useful, and it is open source also. Because sometimes like we use some software that are after 7 days they we have to pay for that, right? Like you may use different data visualization tools like data tabule or Power BI or any other tool you may use it. You need to have a license of that, right? They are not open source. You need to purchase them after a 7 days trial or 15 days trial. You may have to buy it, but with Anaconda prompt or with Python or with other packages also, just run one command: conda install numpy, conda install pandas, or whatever your operating system is. According to that, you need to give a command to the conda. It is going to install the various packages that are available in Python library, right? In Python language for performing like data processing or image processing. Also you may be developing image processing application or data processing application. So there are a number of applications you can easily use these packages for running the programs. So here we go. So thank you for watching this video and learning about how to install Python.